And now talks between British Prime Minister David Cameron and EU representatives continue today as London attempts to renegotiate its membership in the bloc before holding a referendum on the issue by the end of 2017. One of the most contentious points, the implementation of measures to curb migration. Joining me now via Skype is Jonathan Sacerdoti, I24 News London correspondent. Good evening, Jonathan. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Good evening.
Well, Jonathan, as we know, Downing Street denied accusations from anti-EU campaigners that Prime Minister Cameron was staging confrontation with EU leaders. And this is only the most recent incident in the spat between Number 10 and the anti-EU campaigners.
It's true, there is definitely division in the Tory party, the Conservative party, which makes up the government, about whether or not Britain should stay within the EU. Today's decision and the announcement just 1 hour ago by Donald Tusk on Twitter, of all things, that in fact there was an agreement that he was going to table to the 27 other EU countries in order to see if Britain could in fact negotiate from a different position. That's David Cameron's preference. Cameron would like to take to the British electorate, who he's promised a referendum to, a new reformed deal with the European Union. Now, Donald Tusk's announcement says that there hasn't been a full agreement, but definitely progress has been made. And this is crucial because if he can take that to the 27 other European countries now, and he said that that announcement will be tomorrow at midday, then there is time for them to vote on it and time for Britain to bring about that referendum for the citizens of Britain to decide whether they want to stay in the EU before the summer, maybe around June. Otherwise, this was going to drag on a lot longer and mean that Mr. Cameron wouldn't bring the referendum in time for those summer holidays.
And Jonathan, speaking on the referendum, we know that a deal has to be reached by the next EU summit beginning on February 18th. How likely are those odds?
Well, that's been made much more likely now because of what was announced just 1 hour ago, which, as I said, is an indication that the talks that have been going on over the last couple of days, first between Mr. Tusk and Mr. Cameron themselves, and then today between delegations, between diplomats, those talks have resulted in some movement towards agreement on some key issues. For example, Mr. Cameron wanted to deny immigrants into the UK in work benefits. That's money given to people on low incomes to support them. He wants people to have been resident here for 4 years before they can claim those benefits. Initially, other EU countries said that wasn't legal, but now using emergency measures has been suggested as a possible way around that. And it seems that on issues like that, and also the issue of ever closer union, an aim of the European Union, but one which Britain wants to duck out of, on these issues and a few others, there may be some progress, and it may mean that the other EU countries can discuss this at their summit, and that this could go to the vote as early as June.
Yes, Jonathan Sacerdoti joining us tonight. Thank you very much for being with us.